Hey everybody, it's Dana Joy from Got Joy Creations. Well, it's 2 o'clock in the morning and I can't sleep, so I figured I'll go ahead and make a card for the featured stamper over at splitcoaststampers.com. This is going to be a rainbow background card, pretty simple and easy to put together. I love this new Memento Luxe ink pads. They are so vibrant, and the color and the texture of this ink is remarkable. So we're going to go ahead and start using this ink. We're going to start with the Pear Tart, and I'm just going to grab my sponge dauber, add a little bit of color, and start right off on the edge. I always start off of the cardstock first. As you can see, I'll start off a little bit and then rub in, because you just don't want to have a very harsh line when you're starting to make a rainbow background. The next color we're going to use is Bahama Blue. I'm just going to ink again some of my dauber up, start off on my craft mat, and then blend into the paper. Can you see the vivid color in this? And the color goes on so smooth with these ink pads. I just love them. So I'm going to close that up because we're not going to put too much of each color. I'm going to peel, oops, I'm losing my piece there. We're going to peel that sponge off, if I can get it off. And we're going to add a new one since we're going to switch into a brighter color. So this color here is called Red Bud. I'm just going to take a little bit of that pink and just fill in a little bit of the blank area there. I'm not trying to be too precise because we're going to blend these colors together after I get all the color laid down. And the last one is called Dandelion. I'm going to go ahead and change out because I got a little bit of that pink into that yellow, but that's not going to be a problem. I can just pick it back off with my sponge dauber and remove that, and then go ahead and add in the last of that color. Just going to go right in that little white area where there was no color there, and I think I'll put a little bit more next to the pink. Alright, that's pretty much it. So we're going to close all of our ink pads back up. Now let's put a little bit more green right in the corners. I think that yellow kind of overpowered it. Let's put a little bit more yellow, a little bit more of the Pear Tart on each of the corners. Alright, I think that's good enough. Now what I'm going to do, so I don't get the ink all over my white card base, because I usually make my cards with white card base, I'm going to go ahead and clean my mat off. Make sure I don't have any residue. You go ahead and use a wet one. Make sure I just get all that color off. You don't want to go ahead and ruin the back of your card before you even get your card together. Alright, so I'm just going to blend the colors in with that paper towel I had just to clean off the desk. You're going to see it ends up blending all of those pretty colors together. So you don't really see too much of the harsh lines. Everything kind of blends. Now the stamp set I'm going to use today is from Inkadinkado, and it's Kids Quotes. I just love this fun and versatile set. This sentiment here says, if you're feeling blue, try painting yourself a different color. I'm going to go ahead and line it up first where I want it to be, just so I know I'm going to have it straight. Then I'll take my Fiskars plate and just push down and go ahead and attach my clear stamp to that. Alright, now I'm going to grab my Versafine ink pad, my black Onyx ink, dab a little bit on there. I love this ink because it gives such a great detail for sentiments. We're just going to line that back up and press down. Make sure you press firmly so you can make sure you get all of your sentiment on there. And voila. Isn't that cute? I just love the mixture of colors there. Alright, so now I'm just going to place it against the white, and I don't think I'm going to leave it like that. I think it needs something to it. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my corner rounder punch from Stampin' Up, and I'm just going to go ahead and round my corners. Simple and easy to do, so this way our card doesn't look so boxy. And I'm going to do the same thing to the card base. But this time I'm just going to take two of the corners. And I'm just going to take that last one there. I don't want the whole thing to be corner edge, so this way it gives it kind of a different effect to my base card. Next, I think I want to go ahead and add some sequins. You know, sequins is in now, so I'm just going to use my glossy accents as my glue to put down my sequins. And I keep my sequins in these little stacked towers. Pretty easy to get to and they don't spill out. So I'm just going to take out some of this bluish green. Take one of those out. I'm not quite sure how many sequins we're going to do yet, so I'm just going to take maybe one of each color. So one bluish green, one pink, and maybe two of the off-white. They're like kind of iridescent. And we'll pull one or two of those out. The bad thing about working with sequins is that they're super, they have so much static to them that they kind of stick to your fingers. So I'm just going to try to move. The sequins are giving me a hard time, maybe because it's 2 a.m. in the morning. Just going to kind of eyeball where I think I'm going to put down some of my sequins. I think I'm going to grab one more of the greenish blue. Okay, what I'm going to do next is squeeze out my glue onto a wet wipe to make sure I don't get a big old glue puddle on my card. Now I'm just going to kind of slide the sequins off and put down my glossy accent, and then slide my sequins on top. Just going to try to line it up and then tap it down with my quick tool. I like the little point at the end of that tool. Again, just a little bit goes a long way, and you just need to go ahead and gently place down your sequins. And I'm just going to finish doing this with the rest of them. Maybe I'll put a little pink one over here. Slide it into place. I think I need another pink. I think we need some color up in that left hand side. So as you can tell, this is a quick and easy card to put together. And it gives such a striking effect with really 4 ink pads. That's all I needed, plus the black for the sentiment. Okay, I'm just going to put those white iridescent ones, maybe just framing the sentiment a little bit. Again, I just put it down and then tap it down with the pointer edge. And our last one that's giving me a fit here, we'll go ahead and put it down next to the word color. And we'll go ahead and slide that one into place. Alright, and we're all done with that. It's a little plain though. I think we need to add some black stitching to it. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab my black Sharpie, and I'm just going to add faux stitching across the top and the bottom of the sentiment. This way, even though it's a very bold panel on the front, it kind of just gets lost on that white background. So I think by adding just the faux stitching across the bottom, it kind of makes the sentiment stand out a little bit better. And that's an easy fix. If you feel something's a little bit plain, just go ahead and put some faux stitching on it. I'm just going to lay it on and see how I like it, but I think I'm going to go ahead and pop it up on some pop dots. And I am the pop dot queen. I love having pop dots. So I'm going to put one in each corner where that one wants to grab two. So let's pull that apart and place one on each corner. Not too bad to say I'm making a card at 2 a.m. in the morning, huh? Alright, and now we're just going to go ahead and pluck off that adhesive to the back of those little squares. And this was like I keep saying, simple and easy card to make. If I had to make a ton of these, as you can tell, it would take no time at all to put them together. And it kind of brings a little bit of cheeriness into what has been a very long night for me. So I'm just going to go ahead and place it down. Oops, it's getting stuck a little bit. Let me just shift it over a little bit. All right, now we got it in place. Okay, there you go. A nice rainbow background card. All right, let's wrap this up. Thanks for swinging by and watching my video. Don't forget to follow me at gotjoycreations.blogspot.com. See you later.